Now, I landed in the Department of Defense, right? You know, I've worked for the DoD kind of from the beginning, right? I mean, I had a short stint for a couple of years as an IT director for a casino down in Biloxi, Mississippi, but quickly, right? Just, you know, and I think it was just because I had friends that were still in the service or recently, you know, left the service. I got pulled back into the Department of Defense. You know, so, and I've been in the federal sector, you know, kind of ever since. But I have lots of friends, more friends otherwise than that are in the Department of Defense that work for other sectors. Right, whether it's banking or retail or energy, healthcare, cybersecurity is one of all of the cybersecurity sectors, right, or areas, is probably the most explosive right now. Because of some of the very unique challenges that you run into in the healthcare industry. You know, there are just, you know, there are things that, for instance, I as a cyber director for Walmart, and how I would mitigate an issue or a pending issue or an active issue in a chain of Walmart stores, I cannot employ that in a hospital. Because it would involve, you know, cutting off data streams and quarantining devices and things like that. And those devices may be keeping someone alive, right? So I have to approach those types of issues holistically different than I would elsewhere. And so, you know, it takes a certain kind of mentality, right, to be able to think through some of those kind of life and death situations that you're going to be dealing with when it comes to cyber in the healthcare industry. But if that's an industry that excites you, maybe you have a background in healthcare, which will do nothing more than help you, right? I mean, if you're an EMT now or a nurse now, moving into security and cybersecurity in the healthcare field will be just that much easier for you, because you're already going to understand some of the challenges that face the professionals in those areas, right? One of the things, as I talk to, you know, some of my peers around the country, and ask them, okay, so what do you look for, or what have you found over time is the best hire that you've made? And a lot of them tell me that they're individuals that they already worked in that sector, right? They already worked in banking, or they already worked in healthcare, or they already worked in retail, and they made a move over into cybersecurity. They, you know, ultimately became shining stars because they already kind of knew the challenges, right, that they faced in, you know, just in a different area. So they came at problems with a different approach, right? None of them necessarily had an IT or a computer background. It's just they decided one day that they were going to shift, you know, kind of career paths. So kind of, you know, you might want to keep that in mind. What you might be doing something now in an industry that you really love being in, right? Or a sector that you really love being in. You don't necessarily have to leave that sector just to switch a career path, right? A lot of cybersecurity is and can be lateral movement if you allow it to be. I guess is the moral of that story. Excuse me. So I told you, right, that I at one point I was pre-law, right, when I first got out of high school, and I to this day am still considering. Killing myself and going back to school to get a law degree, because it has been identified that there is a severe shortage of lawyers that understand cyber and cybersecurity. So those are the types of things, right? You know, as I live my life, those are the types of things that I look for, is where is there somewhere I can take advantage of to give myself a leg up, you know, somewhere. You know, there's a saying that you know, life is what you make it. It's not what's given to you, right? So the more articles I read that there's a shortage of lawyers that understand cybersecurity, well, maybe that's something I can take advantage of. So even now, at this point in my career, I'm considering going to an online law school to get a JD degree to, you know, possibly, you know, start. Not necessarily, I don't think I want to practice law, but, you know, having a law degree and doing cyber, you know, kind of gives me the ability, right, to open doors and do things that I maybe can't do currently, right? So let's see. Galaxy says, I currently work as a physical security officer in healthcare environment and school district. Thank you very much for what you're doing. I have a bachelor's in law and thinking of starting a master's in information assurance and cybersecurity. What's your advice? Do it. Do it. If you already have a law degree and all you have to do is finish what, you know, what would it be, the graduate degree, and pulling information assurance and cybersecurity in with it, you, at the end of that road, right, you probably have 3-4 more years to do, but at the end of that road, I can probably guarantee you will write your own check pretty much wherever you want to go. That is, you know, I have read, you know, just these past 4 months alone, I've read 3 different articles looking for people just like you, just like you.